Three, two, one. Welcome everyone to the iVolunteer podcast where we discuss social good and stories of bayanihan in the Philippines. I'm Carlo.
Hi, I'm JB. Welcome to our show. Today we are joined by our one of the pillars and co-founder of iVolunteer. We have Hazel.
Yay!
Yay!
Where is our clap?
Yay!
So, yay!
Nahuli.
Alright. So, tawag dito. Before we start interviewing Hazel, let's start with some good news because that's what we are going to be talking about. The big segment of our show will be about that. So, JB, what's your news?
Okay, have you guys heard that Palawan was named the best island in the world by a travel site?
Wow! Wow!
So,
Yeah.
after being
Usually
named,
one of the few, pero not
Yeah.
that haven't heard na top.
ayun. So, it's actually from Condé Nast Travelers website. So, every year they provide this list. And Palawan won the Reader's Choice Award after, yun nga, being named yung underground river as one of the new wonders of the world. So yun, ngayon naman, they're the best island in the world. Amazing!
Yeah, amazing. Hooray for Palawan. Makes me wonder, anong mga standards nila for a good island? But, that's a discussion for another time. Although, meron akong standards.
But favorite ko, yeah, I've been to so many beaches within the country and outside. Favorite ko yung Palawan because one, it's very nice talaga yung beaches. It's comparable to Boracay, so I think most people are familiar with Boracay.
Mhm.
But my favorite in Palawan is because it's not very commercial.
Unlike Boracay,
It's still
no?
a virgin, I would say, virgin island, yeah, compared to Boracay.
It has to be a virgin
So
island.
yun.
Okay.
Saka yung experience ko naman with Boracay, with Palawan is, siya, parang very friendly din lahat yung people. Saka parang safe, kahit gabi na naglalakad lang doon, okay siya. And yun nga, hindi siya as crowded or as noisy compared to Boracay.
I haven't been to Palawan nor Boracay, but I've been to Bacolod, so it's probably close enough. Okay, ano man may good news
What's
din.
your good news, Carlo?
Ayun, ang good news ko is that the World Economic Fund reports that the Philippines is the best in our region, Asia Pacific, in gender equality. So, yun. Yay! For gender equality everywhere. Ayun. We can discuss that in detail, but I don't want to because hindi ako expert dyan. Pero it will spark a lot of conversation and discussions from around the internet. So yeah, that's my good news. So you guys have any good news, Ate Hazel?
Ako, siguro, tapos na yung November 1, so meron na akong kaming Christmas tree. So, malapit
Yay!
ang Christmas. Pila namin dito. So, siguro yung mga nasa, I think, Ayala at saka Buendia, nung umuwi ako kanina, may ilaw na. So, excited na ako. Good news yun for
Christmas
me.
lights, that warm, fuzzy feeling while naglalakad ka. Sarap if you're
Yes,
holding
at
someone's
medyo
hand.
malamig na ngayon.
Mhm. Actually, yeah. Yeah.
Medyo malamig na ngayon sa labas.
JB, do you have any news pa na good news?
Well, I have one more. For the past few years, the NAIA or Ninoy International Airport has always been named the worst airport in the world by a blog site. But this year, we're now down to fourth.
All right. Yeah.
I
Progress.
mean, that's an improvement, guys.
Hey,
So, ayun. So, we're not the worst. There are a lot of improvements happening na. I mean, one of the biggest parang issue that the travelers had was the bad maintenance in terms of our washroom. I think the government has invested a lot of
funds.
a lot on better washrooms. At the same time, it really helped that we have decongested NAIA 1 and moved a lot of the flights to NAIA 3 now.
Yeah.
So if you go actually to NAIA 1, konti na lang yung tao. At the same time, it's being renovated. So I'm very excited to see the new NAIA 1 very, very soon.
You know what I
So
want?
yun, we're not yet fully out there on that list, but I'm happy na finally after a few years now, hindi na tayo yung number 1.
Yeah, it's progress pa rin when you think about it. I mean, at least we're not second or third from the worst. We are actually fourth. So that's far from the first. We did a lot of things for a third world country. Okay, all right. That's it about it for good news. We will probably come up with some more. We have a chat room here. JB, can you read kung ano yung sabi ng isa sa mga audiences natin?
Yeah. Sabi niya, we're getting there. Yay!
Yun. All right. We are. Eventually, we'll also have Jaegers. I love these things. So, okay. So, if no one else has any other good news, I'm sure there are lots, pero we have to move on to our actually main topic. A couple of days ago, we talked about how iVolunteer started in 2009. Today, we're going to talk about the tagline. And our tagline is... Anyone? Founders of iVol, you do not know our tagline.
Akala ko may post talaga tapos sasabihin mo.
Our tagline is being an everyday hero. So, yeah, let's start off with that. What does an everyday hero?
Bago tayo mag-jump, let's ask Hazel to introduce herself.
Oh, nga pala, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
You should get a new host. Just kidding.
Hi Hazel.
Hi Hazel.
So tell me.
Hello. Ayan, so good evening ngayon, pero so my name is Hazel. I am from iVolunteer Finance and internals and organization development. So basically what I do is for the finance is helping bring in money for us to actually take care of the different projects of iVolunteer. And then on the other side, internals and organization development is actually taking care of our members like Carlo and JB and everyone else.
I am well taken care of.
In the iVolunteer family. Yes, I think obvious.
Joke lang. Anyway, Katya.
So, yun lang. Tapos, I started when iVolunteer started ng 2009. And then from there, iba-ibang projects here and there. So ngayon, I'm busy with finance and IOD. Yun.
Alright. I want the audience to ask, ilang taon na silang lahat? Whoever is the audience, you can ask. Anyway, moving on.
Mamaya mga natin yung questions.
Alright. So, okay. Ayan, may question na. I think na nag-pop up. Alright. So, for our next question naman. Okay. So, now that Ate Hazel talaga has introduced
oh my God,
herself.
Bigla nagka-ate. Anyway.
Alright. Okay, so to our tagline, being an everyday hero. What does being a hero mean? Do I have to die to be a hero? Do I have to be a soldier? And scene, do I
need to be a ninja?
Turtle. And the turtle, yes. Diba? So, what does being a hero mean, Ate Hazel, to you?
Ako, for me, being a hero is doing something selfless or something beyond yourself. Ideally, to help others. So, in this case, yung heroes naman natin in the past, hindi lang talaga others na parang pa isa-isang tao. It's really parang a bigger group. So, in their case talaga is the country. So, for me, yung tanong natin kanina na everyday hero, kailangan ba tayong mamatay? Feeling ko hindi ako maging everyday hero kung mamamatay ako kasi tomorrow, hindi na ako hero.
Yeah.
So, yung everyday hero, everyday hero for me is really, yun nga, parang going back to what hero is, which is doing something for others. Yun, is really thinking about ano yung kailangan ng ibang tao and how can I help in terms of yung skills na meron ako or even yung passion na meron ako. So, yun, that is what a hero is to me.
Ako, I like how you said that being a hero requires you to do something beyond yourself. Can you expound on that some more?
Kasi for me, parang it's easy na yung you just go about your daily life. So parang kasi for me, hindi naman talaga necessarily kailangan na parang you spend like an extra hour out of your parang routine to do something na for others. Pero meron talagang people na they can't parang hindi sa kanila complete yung araw nila or yung year nila if they do that. So, na-distract ako sa'yo, JB.
JB, please stop that. It is obvious
So,
who is the
parang-
kid. Okay.
Para hindi daw siya matanong yung age niya.
Oo nga
so,
eh.
medyo nagpapaano siya.
Sorry.
Okay.
So, yun, parang it requires some ano din talaga, parang personal conviction to go beyond yung mga whatever you do na regular to actually help out. Kasi hindi naman siya parang madali. Siyempre, usually that would take your time, your tawag dun, effort, minsan, depende sa kung ano gusto mong gawin. So, yun yung going beyond yourself.
Ikaw, JB, like going beyond your duty, I like that so much. JB, what do you think?
Yun, ako, be very concrete. I think nasabi din to nung last episode is we want to make parang an everyday hero for me. Ano ba yung opposite ng everyday hero? Situational hero.
Okay. Alam ko everyday villain eh. Parang may masamang loob.
For me naman yung parang the other side is more situational, di ba? Not everyday, but more situational or occasional. Right? So, yun, it's not parang ano lang, it's not parang kapag meron lang urgency, that's when you act on it. But kahit wala, on a everyday, day-to-day, you really build into your lifestyle, yun nga, the conviction to really help others. Kasi I'm sure marami namang gustong tumulong eh. But, yun, nangyayari is, yun, minsan pag, yun, lalo na ngayon, pag bumabagyo, ganun, makikita mo sila lumalabas lahat, pero pag wala nang bagyo, what happened? Where are these heroes?
Back to status ko. Yeah.
Oh,
Pero is it, I guess, I think it's just an opinion. Isn't that what makes a hero a hero? Like, kapag may problem, or kapag may, yun nga, yung bagyo, it kind of makes them go outside their comfort zone and take some time off of their busy work schedule to actually do something. If that's the case, that's a situational hero.
Well, wala naman tayong sinasabi na it's a bad thing to be a situational hero. But the challenge is how can we make it more of a habit or embedded into your lifestyle to really help day on, day out.
Yeah.
Day in, day out.
Regards to that, parang, I guess, so, how do you describe an everyday hero then? What is an everyday hero?
For me, yung everyday hero is someone, siguro yung una is yung aware dun sa situation ng people around them. Kasi for you siguro to be moved to do some action, hindi naman pwedeng hindi mo alam kung ano nangyayari. It's biglang, go! Tapos, yun nga, parang yung what you're doing may not necessarily help the other person. Siguro, it starts with that. Parang being in touch kung ano yung mga problems ng mga tao. And then, I guess from there, yung doon na yung mag-evolve yung parang wish mo or to help out. And yung ng being everyday hero is hindi lang siya, kasi since aware ka yung situation, hindi rin naman siya, I suppose, matatapos in a day, yung whatever the other person or a community is going through. So siguro parang eventually, para maging everyday hero ka is you also think about siguro at this point, ano yung pwede mong magawa? Siguro tomorrow or something, anong pwede mong magawa din to help them. And hindi naman siya kailangan siguro always directed to the community or the people you're helping, but it's also yung sa mga everyday decisions mo in life. Siguro parang kanari yung sa environment, yung everyday hero naman is hindi ka kailangan magtanim. Eventually, wala ka nang matataniman sa garden mo. Hindi ka naman pwedeng umakyat palagi sa bundok. But the little things that, okay, etong paper bag, pwede ko pang gamitin ulit. So, itupin mo, lagay mo sa sa cabinet mo, gamitin mo ulit next time. So, parang ganun. And I think, yun din yung in terms of poverty, eventually, yung mga kalat-kalat natin napupunta din sa landfill, etc. So, parang ganun. It's not just yung actions directly towards a community that you're trying to help out, but yung mga decisions as well in your everyday life.
Yeah. JB, any thoughts on the matter?
Yun, I agree with Hayes. It can be as simple as helping people, right? Helping a old lady cross the street, or helping to pick up some litter para hindi bumara yung drainage natin. Or it can be as simple as reducing the use of a plastic straw or chopsticks to save the environment longer term. So, it doesn't need to be very heavy. Pag inisip kasi natin hero, parang yun nga, we always, at least I associate it with Jose Rizal, who has to die in Bagumbayan.
I associate it with Superman.
Or Rizal part. Para masabing bayani. But I think in today's world, medyo iba na yung definition of a hero. It's really someone who is doing the small things even outside of his normal call of duties.
Yeah. All right. Okay. I think we have some questions from the audience. Is there anyone asking, JD? Or maybe they have their own inputs about what being an everyday hero is.
Yeah. Ito. So actually yung tanong is, how can one be a everyday hero? Pwede ba? Kahit sino ba pwede maging everyday hero?
Dapat actually. Dapat anyone. Kasi parang if sinabi natin, ikaw lang na, let's say, college graduate ang pwedeng maging everyday hero, parang tawag doon, it doesn't also encourage yung parang feeling of giving. Kasi, di ba, everyone naman has something to offer. Kahit na yung thinking mo is different versus the other. And yun nga, parang, for me, yung power ng being everyday heroes is actually in terms of the number. Kung ikaw lang ang magpapaka-hero araw-araw, syempre, it's, for the person, siguro it would be frustrating. Baka dun siya magiging everyday, matigil yung everyday hero at mamatay na lang siya doing good. Parang the power of parang for me, yung everyday hero is yung makikita mo talaga yung kanyang impact is if you are able to spread that parang culture or that idea na everyone is supposed to contribute. Kasi when each of us contributes, then the task becomes easier, or the problems become smaller. So yun, dapat everyone should be everyday heroes.
Yeah. Now, okay, meron pa?
Sige.
What are you doing, JP? May dagdag pa?
Wala.
Okay.
Wala pa.
Ayun. So, I guess moving on to our next question. Everyday heroes. bukod sa, besides having iVol start it all, yung concept na yun of being an everyday hero, volunteering in general, is that a thing? Now, parang, kumbaga, is it going to be, is it just a fad? Or, is it going to last long? I mean, we've seen surges of volunteers ever since Yolanda come in and then get out and help people sa mga nasalanta ng Yolanda. Are we going to see more of that in the coming days? And this isn't a climate change discussion. I think it's a culture change discussion that we want to have here. Is it going to be something that you think will occur? Or is it just a fad these days?
The way I see it, it's something that would be growing in the years to come. I think what changed is that before, especially for our age, it's starting off with, I guess, access to more information. If you want to know about a certain issue or topic, it's now easier to find out, okay,
Yeah.
this is the stand of this person, the other person thinks this way, etc. So I think it's becoming easier now to be involved, especially for us younger folks. So I think with
Younger.
that, with more information, and I guess having that visibility where I can actually participate, it's going to be easier for people to get involved. And I think with the experience as well, that people help out and they see that there's a difference from the before and after, it will only propel or encourage more folks to actually help out. So that is my happy prediction.
Yeah. But okay. Yeah, you mean accessibility.
If I can add, Carlo.
Okay. Yeah, it's not a climate
If I
change
can add,
thing.
Carlo,
Mhm. Sorry.
yun. One is yun nga, people are now more connected and people are more aware of what's happening around
Mhm.
through social media and all of that. I think it has made people more conscious and more participative in terms of development. Second, nakakatuwa rin is because some of the teachers are also embedding this into their curriculum. So aside from the normal NSTP or CWTS in college, we do get inquiries in iVolunteer from teachers. Just to give a concrete example, from one Chinese school in Manila, they're asking if there are volunteer opportunities that can cater to grade 2 students, because they want their children not only to be academically inclined but also socially aware as early as grade 2. So ayun, I think it's being passed on to the next generation, yung mga learnings natin din in the past, and now it has started to really become part of the culture.
You think there's going to be
And
a...
to add din,
Go ahead.
sorry, to add din, meron din kasing akong nakausap na nag-inquire recently about a volunteer opportunity. Parent din siya. And ito naman, ang gustong mag-join is yung child niya. And so, nag-inquire siya, are they allowed to join? Ganyan, sabi ko nga, it would be good then if you can join them kasi you can also help guide them with, okay, this is what you're experiencing now. This is the difference between what your situation is versus yung tinutulungan, I think, was yung literacy na program for one of our partner orgs. So I think in school and at home, nagiging part na rin siya ng how the children are being reared. Kasi nga yun, parang consciously, parents or adults in general would want to have that parang value in the young. So that's encouraging.
All right. Okay. You think it's possible to affect the whole world with this kind of philosophy?
Yes.
I mean, the bayanihan. This is essentially bayanihan, eh. Right? It's
Mhm.
happening na. Okay. Well, yun lang. I wanted to find out how we could solve the Middle East crisis, eh. Pero I'm not an expert at it. I just wanted to get your opinion. Pero, ayun, do we have any questions from the audience,
Ah,
co-host JB?
okay. So the question is, if you are tasked by your teacher to do
Okay.
volunteer work, kunyari yung CWTS or may example na yung grade 2 students pinapa-volunteer work. Is that a volunteer work?
No.
Nung nag-attend ako ng meeting with DSWD, nandun si PN Visca, hindi raw yun volunteer. So, basically, those are working
Yeah.
sa military, yun nga, those who are working on, who are being asked to volunteer dahil part siya ng school credit, hindi. Hindi raw volunteer yun.
Yeah.
Pero,
Mhm.
siguro yung long term din, the idea is at least for those students, it will give them an entry point or venue to start exploring if this is something
Yeah.
that would be interesting to
Yeah.
them and they would want to do later.
Yeah, ako naman, in my opinion, if you're going to use grades as like some sort of blackmail tool to get people to volunteer, that's not volunteering. I wouldn't use volunteering as a form or as a medium to make them aware. I would use other means and just let these students know na this is how you can help and find out if they want to help or not. I mean, I know they're trying to inculcate volunteering as something na something that's natural for them that they should do. Pero at least if we give them that choice to go or not go, we're allowing them to choose to be a hero or not be a hero and just play home playing video games. And that's my opinion lang naman. JB, what's your take on the matter?
Well, I mean, definitely it's not volunteering, but I mean, if it's making the kids more socially aware, right? I don't think it's bad. It's
Yeah.
part of the awareness and exposure that I believe uh, in one point in time, all of us maybe somehow either nahila tayo ng girlfriend or ng boyfriend or ng
Uh,
barkada to do work, di ba?
ako,
Kahit ayaw na.
ah, ang ano ko dyan though, parang I just don't like the fact that you will compel someone to do something because of a grade. And that's the big thing. I'd like it, or ako I'd like it sana na they choose for themselves to go. Pero yeah, I still understand what they're trying to do. I just don't like the fact that they have to use grades as leverage for these students to actually go for it. I will be the devil's advocate in the show in case you don't know. So, hello. Ayun, any other questions pa?
Okay. Wala pa.
Okay.
Meron ba tayong text
Wait, may text tayo.
Wala pa?
No, wala pa. Wala pa. Pero ayun, someday, when we have grown enough followings, we will have that fan, and then we will hold concerts and stuff. Yeah, pero
concerts?
hindi naman concert. Probably ganito rin, discussion. And ayun. I guess one more question or one more issue we can discuss. Actually, I actually want to expand further dun sa com pag-compel or pag-force sa tao mag-volunteer. Pero para kang situational hero nun if you think about it. Like, kunyari, if your girlfriend or your boyfriend gets you to do it, I have to be a hero because makikipag-break siya sa akin if I don't. Diba? Pero, again,
Ang tawag doon, sidekick.
okay. Okay. Ah, ano ba?
Kasama ka lang ng hero.
Ito. Okay, so sidekick pala siya na. Joke lang. Ayun, so, ito, I guess last question na before we wrap up and talk about our volunteer opportunities if wala nang other question is going back to the example na um, yung pag volunteer sa mga disaster centers or disaster aid centers. Like sa Yolanda, those volunteers, are those everyday heroes?
If yun lang sigurong pagkakataon na yun, maybe not yet, but it can be a good starting point. Kasi from there, ma-experience nila, okay, this effort that I'm doing contributes to this and helps to yung getting the people fed or getting them good shelter, etc. Siguro lang parang ang key to parang transforming it from yun ngang situational to everyday hero is siguro yung pagnamnam din ng experience. Yung kailangan tumatagos sa puso mo na parang, oh, ito na ba? Is this enough? Or pwede pa, meron pa akong ibang magagawa. So, siguro yun yung key.
Alright. Ikaw, JB, what are your thoughts on the matter?
Well, I do agree again with Hazel. Wala naman na akong ibang opinion. It starts with the potential. From there, it can lead to something bigger.
And they become eventually, so all heroes have to start from somewhere. Right?
Yeah.
So, I guess...
Usually naman may parang dilemma-ish yan. May drama-drama muna siya sa sarili.
To rise above. And I think that goes well with what Ate Hazel talked about kanina when she said, rising, or moving or doing something beyond oneself. So, it's really starting from one point where you generally don't care at all. To a point na, I have to do something. And that was better than who I was or what I was before. So, essentially, rising above whatever it is that's stopping you and doing something for the greater good. The greater good, of course, is debatable, but the greater good.
Another topic.
For another podcast. Yep. Okay, wala nang nagtatanong, JB.
Alright. Wala na. Salamat, Hayes, for your time.
Ay, wait. We have to announce pa yung We have to announce... Wait, don't leave first at Hazel. We have to announce yung volunteer opportunities.
Akala ko may may winner sa raffle.
We should have raffles. Eventually.
Yes. Next time.
Sige. Before lang we wrap up again, let's let's start being everyday hero. Yun nga, it starts from somewhere. So I want to promote yung mga volunteer opportunities natin for the upcoming weekend. So we have 4. Okay? The first one will be it's an interactive games and gift giving for the National Center 9
Wait lang,
on Sunday.
You're cutting off.
In Mandaluyong.
Choppy ka
Hello?
lang. Can you repeat that?
Hello,
choppy?
can you hear me?
Yeah. You were choppy when you were mentioning that first one. Okay.
Okay, ulitin natin. So, yun.
Sorry.
So, we have an interactive games and gift giving for the National Center for Mental Health. It will be in Mandaluyong this coming November 9. So, it's a Sunday from 10 to 12 noon. It's sponsored by the You Happy events.
Alright.
Okay. Actually, isang volunteer na lang yung kailangan nila. So, lisan nyo na mag-sign up.
You Happy.
Okay?
Good people.
Yep. Then we do have on November 7 and November 9, so that's Friday and Sunday, we do have a feeding program in Quezon City. This is corner Examiner Street, West Triangle, Quezon City. The organization is Karinderya ni Mang Urot. So again, if you missed my introduction of Karinderya ni Mang Urot last episode, they give free feeding program, si Mang Urot, every weekend to the communities within Quezon City. Okay, so yun, they need help. It's actually in the evening from 7 o'clock to 8:30 p.m.
All right.
I think if you come early, you can help with the cooking as well, no?
Can we have some
Ayun.
of the food? Joke lang. Go ahead, JB.
Okay, and the last one will be on November 8th, Saturday. It's an art workshop with Verlani Foundation. This
Berlani.
will be in Makati, so yung mga taga Makati dyan, from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Again, this is sponsored by You Happy Events.
Wow. You happy? Lots of volunteer events lately.
Yes. All right, that's all that we have for this weekend, Carlo.
All right, guys. If you have any questions after watching this podcast, please let us know through Twitter or Facebook. That's facebook.com, twitter.com/. I Volunteer Philippines. Also, please like our page and follow us. We follow back, especially if you're a well-known person. Anyway, other than that, you can also visit us at www.ivolunteer.com.ph, and you can read our blog at I blog that JB. What's our blog again? Oh my god!
It's blog.ivolunteer.com.ph.
Yes, and there we have lots of volunteer stories. If you want to be part of, or if you want to have a wonderful story, I'm sure we all like to have wonderful hero stories. You could share your stories there. You could volunteer and share your story there. Share us.
Yeah, or you can share.
Mhm.
You can also share somebody's volunteer story if you think they're an inspiring hero. Send us their story, then we'll be happy to share it to everybody.
Yep. If you have volunteer love stories, perfect for the month of February, we can have that as well. Ayun.
Is that another topic
We will
for
do
the next
especially for
podcast?
for February.
Meron na tayong target guest dyan. Alam
I
na.
I don't I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, moving forward. Okay, JB, that's it for this I Volunteer podcast. Tune in once again. We will be sending the link this time. And please note, guys, that we only have 26 people in attendance who are able to go in attendance. So limited seats if you want to join in, be part of the conversation. Let us know. That's about it. This is Carlo Angelo Gonzalez.
And JB,
And
thank you.
Hazel and the Panda.
Oh, and
Bye.
Gypsy Danger. And this has been the I Volunteer podcast. See you guys next week.